don't know if we have to do that at the same time. Anyway, welcome to the second episode of the remastered White Pew podcast. I am Gabrielle de la Puente,
I'm Zarina Mohammed.
and we are art critics slash game critics slash sometimes Zarina writes about food. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about kind of like the culture things that have helped us survive through lockdown. And I think a good way of framing it is like, you know, the government doesn't really seem to care that much about funding the arts or saving the arts, theatre, especially live music. Um, Everyone is being made redundant everywhere if they are anything less than a director of a gallery. And it just kills me a little bit because I wouldn't have been able to get through any of this without culture. Like, culture is all I've had to do. It's all that has like seen me through the days, that and food. So I feel like what we should do today is just, I don't know, give thanks.
Give. I'm thankful for pop culture. No, it's a good shout because I think as well as critics generally, this isn't just like an of the moment thing. This is not This is lockdown specific, but it extends beyond lockdown as a thing. Like we as critics have always been insistent that culture is not limited to like highbrow and lowbrow. And we've reviewed Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We've reviewed Love Island. We give thanks for culture in all forms, pop or snobby.
Yeah. Just give thanks to nice creative people and, the funding or whatever it is at that point that helped it come true. So should we just take turns?
Yeah, all right, go on. You go first though, because you've actually got a plan, and I don't know what you've got planned. So,
Oh no, I've not really got a plan. I've just got everything like memorized in my head. What I started off doing in lockdown, which I have seen other people relate to, is just a good old Parks and Rec rewatch.
oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
yeah.
I've not done that yet though, but
Really?
I feel like it's coming. I've. We'll get to it. We'll get to what I've been watching. Don't you? Don't you worry. Don't look at me like that. But I've not done a Parks and Rec rewatch yet.
It was like the strange. Normally, when I watch TV, say especially when I'm on my own, just sitting there looking up and down at my phone, maybe having some food, I was like crying, laughing at the things that were happening in those episodes because it just hit differently. Like it really got to me. You know, there's just sweet, wholesome moments when like everything's good and aren't these nice people on the TV show being nice to each other? Like I was crying. Like I felt so reactive and like, yeah, it just really, really hit differently. I really recommend it. And I'm like, what else would do that for me? I don't know.
I bet you as well. Ron Swanson hits a bit different in quarantine.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're not in quarantine, if you're not in lockdown, Ron Swanson has got something of the quirky, eccentric about him, the
hmm.
American survivalist. You know, like there's something slightly loony about him. But in lockdown, I bet everyone was sat there thinking, I wish I could build shelves and that I had an enormous shed full of cans.
Yeah, I remember like wanting to get into a little bit of that at the beginning and then just stopping myself because what if the reason I had to go to hospital was not because of coronavirus, but was because like I cartoon style hammered a nail through my thumb or something. And then I went and got coronavirus. I was like, no, I'm just not even gonna risk it.
Oh my god, really? Have you not been doing any Ron Swanson DIY projects?
No, no, now's not the time. I'm just gonna be safe. I want to play it safe.
Well, I built myself at least three raised beds, so I've got my lockdown. I did loads of digging as well, so I felt like I channeled Ron Swanson.
Yeah, it was good.
Self
It
sufficient.
really saw me through the first month, I think. I mean, like back to back, 6 episodes at a time, watched it. It was great.
Right, what is it about, like, what is it about watching a TV show back to back, because I'll just put Netflix on my laptop, right? I'll put it on my laptop and I'll take it with me everywhere around the house. I'll be
Yeah.
doing a poo
Do you know
watching
what? My
Netflix.
sister did that with
24/7.
like Desperate Housewives, and she doesn't and has never owned a laptop. So she would just play Desperate Housewives off her phone all day, every day. Like, as like a filler between the things that like you actually have to do or like leaving the house. I would always just hear it in the background.
Yeah, I love that.
Like white
Do you
noise.
not do that?
Oh, not really. Like sometimes with the radio. Oh yeah, 100% shout out to Capital of all the fucking radio stations. Zarina, I have never listened to the radio as much in my life. This year more than and I don't know what it is.
Is it because you live alone now?
No. Even before when I was living in my nan's, I would just listen to Capital all the time. It was like, and also I would listen to it that long that I was here when the songs kind of looped that day.
Oh my god.
Oh, so intense. But it
Who is it now? It's not.
couldn't tell you who was on it.
But I used to listen to Capital when I was at school. When I was at primary school, the mornings, the breakfast show. It used to be Chris Tarrant, and then it was Johnny Vaughan and Denise Van Outen. And now I don't know. I think it's who's it? Roman.
Do you know what?
Kemp.
People are probably going to see the title of this episode and think, oh, yeah, I'm going to get some really good recommendations for like things that I can do in lockdown too. And I'm like, I listen to the Capital FM. It was so, so sad.
Do you know what? I'm not having it. I think when you think about Capital FM's listener numbers and like the Tate's visitor numbers, who's getting more cultural engagement there?
That's true. It's just something about like how much energy they've got.
Mm.
Like they had energy for me when I didn't. And like something even like not everything you have to listen, watch, play has to be like the best thing ever. Like we're not watching Lord of the Rings every day. There's something to be said about watching something that you know is kind of bad. Like
Yeah.
radio will play music that you will like some of, and then the presenters will come on between the songs and tell a bad joke or like just I don't know, just speak absolute shit. And I was like so looking forward to hearing the actual shit and like the boring things that people would call in
Did you ever
about.
call in for a competition? You know how they do that, like
Oh my
the
god, I
competition.
did.
Did
I did. And oh my, okay, story
This is
time.
bringing me so much joy. Oh my god, you cannot
Story
believe
time.
it.
Story time. They had something on the radio about like sounds like maybe I'm just mixing all of the time up of this year because I think this must have been a Valentine's Day thing, but lockdown only started in March, so now I'm a bit confused. But I'm just gonna carry on with the story because I'm pretty sure I didn't call up pre-lockdown. There was some kind of invitation, like if you're a couple or like if you're in a relationship and you're like really looking to propose to your significant other, call us up or like text love to 60. So I text love to 60 just for shits and giggles. And I think like literally weeks later, I got a call and I answer every call just to see what's going on. And I get this call and they were like, hi, it's such and such from Capital. Um, are you still looking to propose? And I said, yeah. And they said to me, would you like to they said that they had a few slots already taken up, but there was one left that they were trying to fill for the person to go. It gets better.
Just the way you're telling me this, it's like so slow.
Would you like to go on,
Spit out. Oh my god.
on a bungee jump in the Millennium Dome? And like on the way down propose. Like I was like, how long does it take to fall in a bungee jump? And this is so funny. Like if any listeners happen to know my
So did you do it then?
Of course I fucking did do it. First of all, I'm in Liverpool. Secondly, Michael is like so scared of heights that he shits himself on a ladder. This boy is 6'8", so it doesn't make any sense.
Oh my god, I'm crying!
And on top of that, I remember we went on like a little, like, what's a carousel called, but it goes the other way, not round and round, like up and down. What are they called? Lockdown's fried my brain. I've got no vocabulary left. When you like sit in a little carriage and it goes a big circle, but the circle is like vertical.
I'm gonna be sick. Oh my god, no! I'm gonna...
Me and Michael were on one of them, and I mean, I'm a little daredevil. I love a bit of adrenaline. So when I got to the top, I started to rock the carriage. And he kicked off. I've never seen him look so angry with me. So how do they expect me to go bungee jumping with someone? No, it just didn't work. So I just said I was busy. And then, fast forward to June, I actually did propose to him in real life. Shall I tell the engagement story? That's not the point of this podcast whatsoever.
No, go on, it's really sweet. I love it. And it will give you a bit of time to calm down.
So me and Michael we met ages ago. Me and Zarina started the White Cube, and we had like, I don't know, 100 followers or something. It was so, I don't know, maybe a few hundred.
500, I think.
500. I'm talking about Twitter as well. Twitter's always been a little bit of a smaller audience, which is good. We had a few followers, whatever, and one day we got an invitation to go to Nottingham to see some show in a skate park, and it was the first time we've ever been invited to somewhere else, and we were like, oh, we've made it.
It was my first time leaving London.
Oh, well, yeah, that is mad to me. So we took this invitation. We had a really nice day. We met Connor Brazier, who's a curator there, and all of his friends and like loads of artists in Nottingham. And, you know, the time came for us to get the train back to London. And it was been a good day. So as Zarina has just said, she'd never been more north than Oxford. So it was, you know, breaking new ground for you.
It was a day of firsts. And we had a drink in the pub before, do you remember? We had a little
Peffy. Just a lovely day. And we got on the train to go back to London, and we were supposed to change. And I was looking at the time and I was like, this train doesn't even like feel like it's slowing down. Like, where's the, what's the change? What? And we asked the train conductor, and he was like, what? We weren't going back to London. We were steaming north to, where did we go?
We were heading towards a town 50 minutes outside Sheffield called Worksop.
So this lovely man saw that we absolutely shit ourselves, and he was saying to us, there's no way you're going to get back to London today. It was already too late. And he said he would validate our trains to go to Sheffield. And then on the way to Sheffield, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I've made a mistake. Now, this point, Zarina's in Sheffield, so think about that. That was intense.
I'm spinning. Reeling, quite frankly. I've never been north of fucking Oxford at this point, and I'm in Sheffield. God knows where I was. And I didn't know how trains worked. This entire debacle was a complete mystery to me. You were just sat there staring at the tickets, and I was like, I wish I could help, because I don't know what's going on. I don't even really know how to get buses. Like, barely. City Mapper helped me out. Like, I'm clueless at that point.
And we're in Sheffield. So I called my mom and I was just like, look, I'm really sorry. Is there any chance you could come and get us from Liverpool to Sheffield? And she miraculously said yes. Anyway, we ended up in Liverpool for the weekend. More trauma for Zarina. And we tweeted hello to our small audience and said, we're accidentally in Liverpool for the weekend. Has anyone got any advice of like stuff that's happening, stuff that we could go to? And someone called Lorenzo Toilets tweeted to say that they worked at the Blue Coat, and there was a curator tour of the show, which is, it was called like Left Hand to Back of Right Knee or something. That was the name of the show, curated by Adam Smythe. And we were like, yeah, fuck it, we've got nothing else to do. So we headed down to the Blue Coat, and this man stood up from behind, from the back of the desk and said, hello, I'm Lorenzo Toilets. So we were like, oh my God. Anyway, this was Michael, and at that point I just started to stalk him because I was like, I fancy him. Fast forward 4 years, we've been in a relationship for a while, and I had always joked that I would propose to him because I was the one that pursued him in the very beginning. I was like, again, semi-stalking him because in the if you've ever been to the Blue Coat Gallery in Liverpool, you can kind of walk through it to get to other parts of town. So I would just like go through it just to see if he was on
Would
the
you just
desk.
turn up?
No, not turn up. Walk through it.
How are you?
Walk through
Like
it.
that?
Just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go.
Just drop by.
Just through the shortcut. I'll walk through the Blue Coat rather than around it. And half the time he was there, and I'd be like, oh, hello.
I didn't know this. That's so funny.
Schmoozed him, and yeah, I was kind of the one that like made it all happen. So I always said I would be the one to propose, and lockdown was shit. So we were in lockdown apart as well because we were with our families, and that was very difficult. Ended up being apart for 116 days. So within those 116 days, where I was going a bit mad, I thought, fuck it, Capital FM aren't gonna give me the proposal that I want, so I will do it myself. And I actually got in touch with a jeweler in Liverpool called Anthony Wong, who also has a studio at the Blue Coat, and I asked him if he could make me a ring for Michael because he knows Michael, and he said yes, and we completely guessed his ring size, and it was completely wrong. It was so wrong. Because we were in lockdown together, I was kind of saying to him like, I want a creative way of proposing because I can't go near him. So what could I do? And Anthony was like, leave it with me. And he's such an artist. He's like a jewelry designer, but he's such an artist that he ended up getting back to me and was like, I've made a bamboo fishing rod. Here you go. And the ring was gorgeous. It's like silver and it like overlaps. And the fishing rod had like a red string that he'd like put through copper coil hoops along the side. And yeah, and then Michael came around for his birthday, or so he thought. And I gave him all his presents. And then I gave him like a really good present, got him some headphones. And then like an hour later, it was kind of funny because I was living with my nan. She has carers coming through like 4 times a day and once at night. So I was trying to time it between the carers' visits because I didn't want them to be in the window like screaming like as an audience. And I was like, oh, I don't want that. It'd be so awkward. So I was like checking the time to make sure the carers weren't there. And I was also making sure because the night before it was thunder and lightning. And I was like, oh my God, this weather is just gonna. But the sun came out, the carers went there. And I said to him, I was like, do you want one more present? And he was shocked because he'd already had his headphones. And then I got the fishing rod and I said my little speech and I'd written something and I completely forgot it. So I just said like the highlights, which I can't even honestly remember what I said. It was like a full-on blackout. And then I proposed. And he said, yeah. That was lovely.
That's so lovely.
So now I'm fiancéed up. I've got a fiancé.
Fiancé, yeah? You're cuffed.
I'm cuffed.
He's cuffed.
He's cuffed.
Together.
I know.
He's so cuffed, yeah. That's lovely. Such like a lockdown happy story. The only good thing to come out of a pandemic, quite frankly.
Oh, apparently loads of people are getting engaged. I didn't realise this. Like, it's a bit of a joke on the internet about how many people have gotten engaged. I'm like, oh,
yeah, but
fuck you.
Clearly you're the most important one.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway, that was a tangent.
What were we talking about before?
I really remember.
The bungee jumping. So you didn't go bungee jumping in the end?
Didn't go bungee jumping, did that instead.
But you did call up?
Capital FM, yes.
Have you ever called up before that? Was that the only time?
Well, years and years ago, my mom won a smooth radio competition. I don't know if you know about this. We just got like a lucky family, apparently. Got a good relationship with the radio. Why am I on the arts? Why did I just go into radio?
I know, you should be in the radio.
So funny. My mom It was like just, some kind of pop culture question. And she said that she'd sent them a text with the answer, and she saw that someone was calling her on the way to work, and she pulled over and answered it. She was like live on the radio, and she said the right answer again, and they gave her a trip on the QE2 to New York. And it was like all expenses paid plus shopping money on the other side. And just to bring this all back to some kind of relevance, to relevance, that was when she used some of the money that Smooth Radio had got her to buy me a camera. And then I started to take lots of pictures and got really into arts and creativity. So at the end of the day,
you're an artist.
Smooth Radio.
You're an art critic because of Smooth Radio. That is an origin story.
Oh my god.
And a half. We could start putting that in lectures.
We should start putting that in lectures, and maybe like our email footer as well.
I'm here because of Smooth Radio. Thank you.
Smooth Radio and radio competitions, which apparently I love so much.
That's 2 radio competitions that have, quite frankly, played quite monumental. Yeah.
We're gonna have to change the name of the episode. Because do you know what though? Like, those are 2 kind of funny examples. What I would really, really like to crack with radio is, when they have those competitions where it's like someone saying a sentence, but each word of the sentence is said by a different person. And in order to win the competition, you have to name every single one of them. But as the months will go on, because it's so difficult, eventually, like every few weeks, one more name will be cracked. So you just have to like make a note of what that is and then be the person who says them all at the end. Mm-hmm. I want to do that. I also wonder, just to get further into this, if nowadays, could you like run that audio through any software to like identify where the clips have come from? That's a question.
Gabrielle.
Like deepfake, backwards deepfake radio competition success software. .exe.dmg. You'd be so rich. Serena's like off camera crying. You'd be so rich.
If this is the
someone can have that idea. I don't know how to do that.
Oh my god, why is this so funny? Oh my god, I'm boiling hot because I've been laughing for 5 hours.
You'd be rich.
You'd be so rich.
You'd be so rich.
It would make so much sense for you to be the person to crack that.
Oh yeah, cosmically.
Yeah.
I've got to. I think I've got to. I'll try.
I can just imagine this like rocky training montage of you picking up phones really quickly and like listening to people's voices.
Just sitting amongst like stacks of cash from all different currencies.
Running up some steps in slow-mo, just, I don't know what you'd be doing that for, but just stamina is important, right? Like,
oh god, I'm gonna be rich. Just full of good ideas. Anyway, what culture have you been looking at?
There's nowhere near as good. You've, quite frankly, upstaged me. I've been watching Poldark.
What's that?
Well, thank goodness you asked. I have a secret to reveal.
What is it?
I love a period drama.
Oh my god.
I know. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I love a period drama.
So when you said Poldark, that's what you said, isn't it? Poldark. Yeah. How'd you spell it?
P-O-L dark.
I was thinking we were going like pole dancing route, and you were about to say something like very different.
Can you imagine?
Poldark. What is it then? What is it?
Poldark. It's about an 18th century, 19th century gentleman in Cornwall.
Oh my god.
And his life as a mine owner. He marries the scullery maid. It's salacious. He's a renegade, Gabrielle.
This is so funny. Like, it really fits your personality.
Does it?
Like, Zarina, you're like, yeah, because you're the person.
I thought this would be surprising.
Makes us read the plaques when we go round to different parts of the country, and there's like a plaque about what it was like in the past, and you're like, one sec, I need to read all of this from top to bottom.
I love local history.
And I'm like, oh.
But isn't it fun? Do you know what? She took the piss out of me when we went to Berwick, because there's like an old Elizabethan wall that was like the wall.
What wall?
It was an important wall to defend against Scotland.
Okay. So you remember because you read it. didn't read the plot.
I know, I thought that was cool. I thought it was so cool. I was like, oh my god, this canon's been here since Elizabethan times. And Gab was like, no. Like, you took the absolute piss out of me, but I love local history.
Have you watched any other period dramas, or is it just Poldark?
Right, so, currently in the midst of Poldark, watching it now. I did a Pride and Prejudice rewatch.
Which, the BBC one?
Colin Firth, of course. I felt the Keira Knightley one isn't as good.
Keira Knightley one's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
The original
10 out of 10.
is the original. It's very good. It's very romantic.
It is. I feel like there's just like, do you know what? I've got. Oh.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to interrupt you. This also fits in with your personality because you don't like it when boys say nice things. She's taking her headphones off and left. Oh my god.
I can't believe you bring that up.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
It's so bad.
You don't like it when someone's very forthcoming and like, you know what, I like you. Should we go? You're cool, you're nice. You're like,
I want someone sexually repressed, but not not sexually repressed. I want a prude. I want someone.
Oh, I can't.
No, I don't mean any of that. I'm not putting this in. You forget I'm editing this episode.
Edit.
No.
I'll edit this one. I'll edit this one. You've got to. It won't make sense otherwise.
I don't want like a prude. I think I'm quite a reserved person. Do you know what I mean? I like that little tease of like, oh, does he like me? You can't just put it all out on a plate and be like, I like you, because then I've got a Sagittarius rising, Gab. I like the chase.
Does this mean then that you're gonna have to like date someone who like does a history degree?
God forbid.
You know what I mean? Or like, I just don't imagine they like getting down.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know anyone who does history. I feel really
Edit
bad.
this bit out. Oh, the readers can't know I date. What will they think of me?
So why? See, this is also part of the problem.
I love having a private life. I love being secretive, reserved, and aloof. This makes so much sense. I'm a Victorian gentleman. I am. I'm a gentleman. I so am. I'm dapper. I'm dapper AF.
Wow. Oh my god. So, what are you going to do about it?
I'm just going to lean in. I'm going to start wearing tweed, collars.
Yeah.
Scarlett, fetch the bedpan. That's me from now on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
How are you going to find someone?
I'll go to the ball.
I was going to say, you're going to have to go to a dance.
I'm going to go to the ball.
You're going to have to do a turn around the room with someone.
Oh my god, yeah. I've got to learn how to do the stupid country dances where they're like, you can't see me, I'm jostling.
Not quite the square dance, but like not the square dance. Is it a square dance?
Canter. What's it called? Oh, I should know.
I don't know.
I should know.
Well, you should know this.
I don't pay enough attention to it. I thought this was a surprising fact about myself that I could reveal, and it'd be like, oh my god, what a surprising fun fact. You're not.
It isn't. It isn't. It just makes sense.
I hate that. I hate that for me.
That's so funny. I'm like the pop cultural Esther Perel.
You are.
I like to know and understand what people do and don't like.
You so are. That's actually the best description of you, because I think you understand such a broad spectrum of pop culture in the best way, like, and you understand the way it fits into someone's like personality landscape.
Oh, love that.
Love that.
I sounded just then like when you do an impression of a Scouse accent.
Can I do it now? Because you do a good impression of me as well.
Go on.
What should I say? Oh god.
That you're a Victorian gentleman.
Victorian? No. Oh.
That was Birminghamish.
What is it that you say very often? You say something like loads.
I don't
What
know.
is it?
You've got to say the Victorian one now.
The Victorian gentleman.
That was quite
I'm a
good.
Victorian
That
gentleman.
wasn't as good. Well
No,
done.
that wasn't the first time lucky. But there's like, I feel like I do my impression of you when I'm not around you, which is actually worse than doing it in front of you.
Just shouldn't let me know that.
I know, but I tell you every time I do it. Go on, do your impression of me. Because the other day, or not the other day, a few weeks ago, Gab did an impression of me, and then I was like, I don't sound like that. And you were like, all Southerners sound the same to me. And I was like, oh,
Oh, just I think just also then I sound posh. It's really hard to differentiate class when you're Southern, which yeah, just make of that what you will. Anyway, moving on.
bleep. Hello, it's me. I'm just in the middle of editing, nearly done, and I'm interrupting to let you know that this episode of the White Pube podcast is actually sponsored. Yes, that is correct. You heard it right. We've got a motherfucking sponsor. So the sponsor for this episode is Creative Debuts. As you know, we have an existing relationship with them. They do the writers grant with us. Very, very big fans of Creative Debuts and what they do. But in case you don't know, Creative Debuts is a disrupting and democratising art platform that champions emerging artists through an artwork subscription service, bespoke projects and event management. Acting as a bridge between the creative and commercial worlds, Creative Debuts is focused on shining a light and supporting artists and designers from underrepresented communities that may otherwise go under the radar. They're a free platform and they provide artists with the opportunity to showcase and sell their work, as well as giving buyers, whether they're individuals or businesses, the chance to unearth the superstars of tomorrow. They've recently collaborated with the likes of Adidas, Apple, Disney, eBay and Spotify. And if you want to pre them, just have a little peep on www.creativedebuts.co.uk or at Creative Debuts on Instagram and Twitter. And that is all from me. Okay, enough of the ads. Back to the fucking podcast shit. Anyway, bye. Bleep.
What have you been reading? Because I know you've read
Right,
books.
I've got a stack of them over there. I'm going to go through what I've enjoyed. Actually, no, I wrote this down. Oh my god, hold on. Wait, you managed to... You squirmed out of doing your impression of me. Please do it now while I'm finding the page.
No. I read one book over lockdown. Only one book in 2 bath sittings. It was Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto, which I know you've read as well because
That was so
Michael lent it to both of us. It's really good.
I've still got a copy of The Sellout by Paul Beatty of his. It's staring at me. I need to post it. But I read Kitchen and The Sellout. Those were very good. He's very good at making recommendations.
So can I just read the summary of the book just because I really think it's a really, really good recommendation for people.
Oh,
So
yeah,
this is what Goodreads said. Banana Yoshimoto's novels have made her a sensation in Japan and all over the world. In Kitchen, the dazzling English language debut that is still her best loved book, is an enchantingly original and deeply affecting book about mothers, love, tragedy, and the power of the kitchen and home in the lives of a pair of free-spirited young women in contemporary Japan. Mikage, the heroine of Kitchen, is an orphan raised by her grandmother who has passed away. Grieving, she is taken in by her friend Yoichi and his mother, who was once his father, Eriko. As the three of them form an improvised family that soon weathers its own tragic losses, Yoshimoto spins a lovely, evocative tale that recalls early Marguerite Duras. Yeah, I'll end there. It's just so lovely. It's really small as well. Like, it's not a very intimidating book to read, and if you just want to go into a completely different world for a bit, I would recommend. So what have you read then?
I read The Kitchen and I read The Sellout. That was really good. I really enjoyed The Sellout. I think because it's got such a specific... I don't even know. I don't know what the word for it would be. Like, it's got such a specific way of, like, organising itself. Like, in terms of, like, speech patterns and, like, the way it deploys humour. I think it was... I don't think I was, like, on board with... like, the full-on politic of it. I don't think that was for me to be on board with. But I think I enjoyed, like... the pace and the rhythm and like the kind of syntax of it. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really know how to describe it. Shall I read out the back of the book?
Yeah, read it out because I also don't know how, I read like the first few chapters and then I didn't read anything for like 2 years. Not because of that book, just because I just lost the capacity to read.
Okay, so this says it is a biting satire about a young man's isolated upbringing and the race trial that sends him to the Supreme Court. Born in Dickens on the southern outskirts of Los Angeles, the narrator of The Sellout spent his childhood as the subject in his father's racially charged psychological studies. He is told that his father's work will lead to a memoir that will solve their financial woes. But when his father is killed in a drive-by shooting, he discovers there was never a memoir. All that's left is a bill for a drive-through funeral. What's more, Dickens has literally been wiped off the map to save California from further embarrassment. Fueled by despair, the narrator sets out to right this wrong with the most outrageous action conceivable, reinstating slavery and segregating the local high school, which lands him in the Supreme Court. And it's kind of like this, like absurdist farce that I feel like reading this was like at the time quite timely. It feels like a timely book to read because like it kind of, I don't know, it touches on like weird gentrification and like upscale, like the politics of like urban settlement, let's put it that way. The racialized politic of urban settlement.
Very clever.
I know.
Very clever.
Well, I thought it was quite good. I liked it. It tickled me in parts that I was not used to having my brain tickled. I hadn't read last year like really that much, and then I think those two were like a nice re-entry into being a person that reads.
Yeah. Well done. Well done for that.
Thank you. I've read some others that were like I was iffy on because I mean I say iffy. I started reading Roxane Gay.
Right, just I know, oh my God, I know this is going to be a really bad question. Who is she? Because I see her name on the internet and I see people get really angry about her. I don't know who she is.
I think I don't really know either, but like she wrote Difficult Women, which is I think she's just like an American writer and white liberals love her. I think that's it. White liberal women love her.
I thought she was British, so that's new to me.
I think she's American. But
Yeah.
I read Difficult Women and I didn't finish it because I didn't like it.
You win some, you lose some.
I really didn't like the way that she wrote. That sounds like such a superficial thing to say, but I just like.
Yeah, but
Do you find this as a writer that you get really stuck on the way that people
yeah,
write things?
100%. That is why I don't read stuff. It just kills me. Yeah.
I feel better about that now because I've started like at least 3 books that I've not been able to finish.
No, and do you know what? I think that no one should ever feel guilty about that. Or with any culture in any form. Like there's just some stuff that you're just not gonna like because of these really superficial reasons of like the way it sounds. Like there's a lot of music that like Michael loves, and I can kind of see why he likes it, but the sound of the person's voice will drive me mad. I'm talking specifically about the dirty projectors, and it's so funny because he will hear this because he's going to transcribe the whole episode. Just don't like the way the person's voice sounds. And similarly, like some YouTubers, the way they edit things, or certain artists, the way they put things together. I'm just like, do you know what? It's just not for me, and that's fine. I think it's
I love turning a film off halfway through.
yeah.
Like there's no greater power about it. But for some reason, not finishing a book feels rude to me.
Mm,
But it's
it's
not.
not rude.
I don't feel that way about anything
Not rude
else.
at all. It's fine. It's just
I just feel uncultured,
no.
like an uncultured swine.
No,
Like
you're
a
literally a critic. You can't be uncultured. It's probably impossible. No, I think, there's some things it's just never gonna vibe, and that's fine. It's not gonna click.
yeah. Okay, I feel better about it now.
Hmm.
But I didn't finish reading that by Roxane Gay. I don't know if I'm on board with her as a. I don't get it.
Mm.
But then I think it's not for me, so fine. But didn't finish reading that. Didn't finish reading Pond by Claire Louise Bennett, which was a book of short stories. Quite bad.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
3 out of 10.
Someone probably would give it a 10.
That is what it is. And that's fine. If that's your bag, that's fine. I just think it was just a bit. I don't know if I like any Fitzcarraldo editions. I think that they've just done a really nice basic template for covers.
That you're fooled by.
Yeah. Also, the first Fitzcarraldo one I bought, like the kind of like I got sucked in by the cover, and it was Daisy Hildyard's The Second Body, which was that was the best thing I've read in my entire life. I loved it. I've never liked
Why
a
did you
book.
love it?
Oh God, I don't know. I feel like if you kind of it writes about like it writes in this space between like fiction and non-fiction in a way that you can't quite tell. And I think I've read another one of her books over lockdown, called Hunters in the Snow, that is in a similar way. So I think it's like completely on purpose and like engineered, and it's like this like wonderful friction between the two things that doesn't really matter, but like for some reason I really enjoyed that. But The Second Body is about like kind of the idea that humans as a kind of animal have two different bodies. One of them is like this human body that's like affected by, you know, modernist thinking. It's this single inviolable individual, like it's governed by like rational laws, and like it's predictable in the sense that like humans are kind of predictable. And then humans also have like a second body that's an animal body, that's like this chaotic natural body that's like not really material, it's also affect, but it's like kind of climate change, stuff like that. And like like it's both like an animal kind of abject self, and then also like an immaterial climatological self. It's I'm explaining it really badly, but it's really good.
Yeah, I trust you. I'll never read it. It's so funny, like I'm sitting here thinking of like what did I actually, besides Capital FM, do over lockdown in it with culture, because I think I don't have the type of brain that people like DJs do, or like film buffs who can remember the names of every director or like every single song and artist. Like I don't have that. When I most of the time I'll do something and it will just go out the other end. Like that's it then. It like passed through. It was like drive through culture and then that's gone. And I can't remember what I did. I think I watched a lot of YouTube.
Oh, let's talk about who we've been watching on YouTube, because I love this. You've got some great YouTube recommendations, mate.
Right. So I love YouTube. It's just I don't know, it's just the fastest, best way, and I think the algorithm is pretty reliable on it. Even though it's got such an agenda to like just keep you there to watch millions and things, and videos that are like over 10 minutes get pushed to the front of the queue. So I feel like the types of videos I'm watching are getting longer and longer. um at the moment my favorite YouTuber is someone called Rambalac, like Rambalac. So this stranger
Ramble.
records videos with what looks like a steady cam as he goes on walks around Japan. Just like I mean like 58-minute videos, hour and a half, 2 hours. He just walks.
This makes so much sense.
And they will be like walking to and from a train station or walking around some markets. And honestly, it is fulfilling the want of travel, because what I enjoy when I go anywhere is like going off the beaten track a little bit and just going for a walk and like walking all day till like your legs hurt, but you've seen loads of stuff and you've like stopped off at a few random places and got food that you don't really recognize, and then that's it, and then you try and find your way home and then like your phone's running out but you're back now and wasn't that nice, and you've got some like fun pictures. I just love that. And he's filming it. He's filming like just that moment. He's not filming like the insides of anywhere or the big events or like big moments. It's just all the moments in between of like walking to and from places. And he's just on his own and it's silent. It's like pretty silent except for like the background noise of streets. And sometimes it's really fun because he like stops off at a vending machine and gets a little drink. And I love that. I feel so it's one of those things as well. Like I don't just watch on its own. Like I'll be doing something while I'm watching it, like answering emails or like doing whatever work that we need to do. It's really good at the moment actually to watch them while I'm editing the podcast because I don't need the sound, and it's nice to just be able to like look up from the laptop for a minute and just like watch someone in a fun place and then like get back to work. I really like his videos. I don't know who it is though, but that's part of it. That's the mystery. And you never see his like reflection and stuff. You think he's quite careful.
Because, oh my god, yeah, so that you can project.
I tried Googling him to figure out who it was, but I don't want to know. It's fine.
I don't think,
Doesn't matter who
yeah,
it
no, I
is.
think that would ruin it.
I'm pretty sure
This makes so much sense.
he's not British. I'm pretty sure he's not Japanese. I think he's from somewhere in Europe. That's the vibe. But I don't know. I don't know. So he's my number one recommendation.
That makes a lot of sense with you as a person. Not in like a Gabrielle pop culture Esther Perel
Mm,
way. In a like, I can see how YouTube's got there from your
yeah.
algorithms.
Oh yeah. Because this is the next drug after all of the claw machine videos that I watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a couple from, I'm pretty sure they're from South Korea. And they just visit like different places in Japan, Korea, and China and just do claw machines. And the videos are like 10, 20 minutes long. And I love them so much. And I think it just makes sense because it knows that I'll just watch anything.
But I feel like that like little, it's not really a genre, is it? But like that kind of content where it's like calming, low stakes, uneventful, long videos.
Slow TV. It's called Slow TV.
That's it. I love that. I cannot sleep without that. I'll put my laptop on my windowsill and I'll just have it playing, even though I can't really see it or hear it, but I know it's there.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that lonely? That's so sad.
I mean, you've not found your Victorian wife yet, so
I've not found a gentleman to take me on a turn about the grounds, so
no.
I need to watch slow TV. I've got a slow TV one though, and it's really weird and obscure. And
Go on.
so there is a community on YouTube known as the Planner Community,
The what?
and they've all got the Planner Community Planner.
Oh, I know where this is going.
But so they all like there are different subsections, right? They all kind of have like different camps. Like some of them have like bullet journals. Some of them have like this fancy kind of Japanese traveler's notebook. But then some of them, the Americans, have like a Kiki K planner or like one of those ring bound planners, and they have got the best fucking stickers because that's how they organize their day. It's like this mix between like planning and scrapbooking, and they buy these expensive fucking sticker sheet sets where they like stick it on, and they've just got like they'll have the planner and it will be like a 2 weeks like a 1 week spread across 2 pages, and they'll have like a little box and you put the box down and then the little header for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you put stickers on the page and make a planner and you decorate the planner, and you've got little stickers for like, oh, I had coffee today. Why would you need a sticker to say you had coffee every day? 3 stickers a day, please, thank you. But it's a really nice balance between like complete banality, like mundane, so boring, like bored out your mind, boring, slow, and like stickers.
I'm really interested in like that part of content creation where like vloggers became a thing and then would vlog their some of their really interesting lives, and then some vloggers would like essentially run out of the interesting things and would like vlog about vlogging and would be like, I don't really know what to make videos about, but I'm just going to make them anyway, and then their content becomes really really similar. Or as you're saying, it's like they get up, they do their morning routine, and then they edit last week's video, and then they finish today's, and then that's it. Like it's such a strange kind of like it folds back in on itself a little bit. And I think my question to you, as someone who is a voyeur of the planner community, is do these planner people like run out of things to plan because all they do is like plan?
Well, it's really interesting that you say that because my favourite woman, Elle Fowler, is it Elle Fowler or her sister? Do you remember there were
Do I
two?
remember? I don't follow
They
the
were
planner
like
community.
no, because there were two sisters, Blair Fowler and Elle Fowler, and they were like early beauty vloggers. Like they bought every single MAC eyeshadow. They were like they're American as well. Like Shane Dawson did a video with Blair Fowler, I think it was, because she's like early YouTube. Like they've been around for a long time, and they like were the first influencers kind of to like do products or like do product placement or like do brand deals, and they kind of got like lambasted for it a little bit. Love that, lambasted.
Mm.
But they kind of I don't know where Blair Fowler's gone, and Elle Fowler now like just runs one of these like planner sticker shops.
Oh.
Like she has like a whole team of like graphic designers and illustrators and like people who print these things off and like package them. She's a business mogul from selling
But
planner stickers.
even if she is a business mogul, does she still plan things? Or like,
Yeah.
what does she plan?
Gab, it's so weird. She does so many. She has multiple planners. It's insane. It's actually insane. She has multiple planners. One of them is a show planner so that she can show you the sticker sets that she's got in. Like, oh, well, this is a new set of like glitzy blue, fucking Hawaiian themed, and she'll plan them out and she'll plan a fake week.
How many stickers have you ordered?
None!
Really?
I'm not invested in this. I don't want to be a member of the planner community because I think they're crazy.
Sounds like a cult.
Right? It sounds not normal.
Because, right, cults start by like, look at this way of life, like this will really help you, and then you're thinking, oh, it would really help me, maybe I would want to be a part of this, and then you start getting all your money and your time and your sense of identity.
All of a
Cult.
sudden, you're a sticker saleswoman and a representative for the planner community, and you're an ambassador for.
You're an affiliate of Blair Fowler.
Elle Fowler is the
Elle Fowler.
older one. It's like but she's got a show planner, and then she's got like a nice keepsake planner where she'll put like pictures and like it's kind of like but what it is, it's like it's more than a scrapbook. It's like a record of her life that she's made nice. So it's kind of like journaling, but without the words. Like you use stickers as like little symbols, like, oh, I got married this day, or like I got engaged on Tuesday, so I bought the engagement set and it's got a little engagement ring sticker.
Oh,
Not that's deranged.
so expensive.
Can you imagine? You have to buy it, even if you're like, no, I don't really want to buy anyone else's stickers, I'm going to make my own. You have to buy a sticker printer.
Oh, really? Sticker prints sounds like a fun thing to own, though. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. Maybe we should buy a sticker printer.
No,
we're not getting involved. No.
Should we do like a quick fire round before we close off of like things that have helped see you through lockdown?
Okay.
Let's just fast bounce between them. You go first.
Okay. The 1975.
Oh, Dua Lipa's new album.
Wuthering Heights.
Oh, one sec. Let me just think. Oh, Sailing the Vagabond on YouTube.
Sailor Moon.
Oh. Avatar.
Oh, that's a good one. Tap Fish.
Call of Duty.
Wait, is this pop culture only?
No, just like what saw you through?
Mashed potato.
Oh.
Love a bit of mash.
Just roll pan au chocolat that you can make yourself. Do you know what ones I mean?
Yeah, because they're vegan.
Oh, yeah. Love them. I've eaten a lot of them.
Oh my god, I'm sweating. This is so difficult. Yoga with Adrienne.
Couch to 5K.
This is unfair because you're just saying your equivalent of the ones I'm saying.
I know.
Is this why you made me go first? Oh my god. Oh wait, hold on. Oh my god. I don't know. I've run out. No, hold on. I need a minute. Give me like a thing, a genre.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Coronamus, which was at the very beginning of coronavirus lockdown 1. Me and my cousins did like a Secret Santa in, fucking April to buy each other some presents to cheer each other up. It was really nice.
What did you get?
I got some like scrunchies and a yoga mat and a holographic makeup case, which I still use to this day.
Oh,
It's lovely.
I
And I
like that.
I gave a game. I'd like a download code for a video game. It's lovely. We had like a £20 limit and it's just nice. We should do it again, I think.
You should.
Hmm.
Well, there were 2 rounds of self-employed income support, so you should have 2 rounds of promoting this.
That's so depressing.
My one is waterproof shower speakers.
Oh, very good.
1 hour long showers. Podcast.
Oh,
I know.
laptop stand. It's not like a good thing, but hear me out. I've typed so much this year that like the pain in my hand hurts so much. Uh, and then I've recently just got a wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, laptop stand, and some like compression things for my wrist. And all of it has changed. It's fixed me. It's really good. I wish I'd have invested. If I'd have known how long this was going to last for, I would have known to just like make sure I had a good working from home setup. Lockdown 2 though. I'm sorted now.
Yeah. Now you know. There's
Sorted.
never too late because at least you know now.
I
Like
know.
we're in this for the long haul, I think.
I know.
My one is oh, it's just disappeared. What was it? Tumblr. That was it. That's not my equivalent of a laptop stand at all. Tumblr.
Interesting. Discord. Love Discord at the moment. Hate Twitter and Instagram. I don't hate them. Basically, I watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix, which is like a 1 hour documentary about like how these things are just rotting our brains and like changing the fabric of reality for every individual because it, we primarily live virtually rather than face to face. And that's like, more true than ever in lockdown and especially for younger generations. So, like, just to be careful of that because, if you Google climate change is in different countries, it's going to show different suggestions for autofill. So, that makes me stressed. Is that like on the documentary? It was really showing that Wikipedia, although when we were in school, we were told never to look at Wikipedia because anyone can write on it and it might not be real. It just proved that it was actually like the least biased thing on the internet because it's so well moderated. Um, and yeah, so I feel like this maybe lockdown has just killed social media for me a little bit, and I'm just preferring to like withdraw a little bit. And places like Discord seem to be nicer and more. I don't know. You can form a community around something that you want to form a community around, and then chat about it. And it's just a different pace. Like there's no adverts. There's no like scrolling. It's just better. It reminds me of like old times on the internet.
Yeah. I was saying, because I'm on Discord as well. I was saying to Gab the other week that it feels like MSN, like old school internet rather than
Hmm.
new internet.
So much better. So yeah, maybe
I have one left,
go on.
and it's about my slippers.
Oh God, you're gonna show me your slippers and again, this is an audio medium and no one can see them.
I'm going to describe them. Well, because I just want to give a shout out to Etsy because I've been ordering things off Etsy even though they're like ridiculous. But I, as a person, have very cold hands and feet.
You do.
Bad circulation. It's just awful. And so I can't really walk around the house with just socks on because even just socks, as fluffy as they may be, my feet will freeze and then I'll be deeply uncomfortable. And if there's literally anything off, personally, with my body, I can't really write because I'll use any excuse to like not and like faff about and like put it off and be like, oh, I can't write, my wrists hurt. And I'll have to sort that out first. So I've got to make sure that I am like at the peak of comfort, but not too comfortable. I've got to strike a balance between like being comfortable and being like slightly uncomfortable. So I can't wear my like big fluffy pink home slippers because then I'll be too comfortable. I'll think it's time to relax. So I bought a separate fancy pair of like fancy work slippers for when I'm like during the day, and then I'll go to the gym or like go out for a run, come back and change into my nighttime at home slippers.
Okay, so you're currently wearing your working slippers because we're on a podcast. I get you.
And they are suede-ette. They're camely, kind of beigey brown, and they're little moccasins. And they don't have like a little rubber sole. So when I run about the house, oh my god, I can do the sound. I make a sweet. Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
I just make a sweet tapping sound like a beautiful little cat. I'm obsessed with them. They've got like a little woolly sheep wool lining. I feel so fancy. I've £20 well spent.
I'm really happy for you. On that note, thank you for listening to this week's weird episode of the White Pew podcast.
This was so chaotic.
We're still finding our feet. It's fine. Chaos is fun. I feel like I was speaking to someone recently about like how a lot of podcasts feel a bit awkward because the people don't get on and they're just doing it for like a job. I don't think that's the case here. I think that's fine.
I think arguably we might be over familiar. We might have the opposite of that problem. Like we might just be like people might be listening like, why is she creasing at the idea of Gabrielle bungee jumping? That sounds incredibly normal.
It was funny. But yeah, I feel like that's not a problem here. And yeah, I hope people enjoy the episodes. We've got many more planned, including a funding episode and some other things that I can't remember right now. But
we're going to show you our art.
We're going to show you our art that we made in the past. So that'll be a good episode. That'll be the next one we record. If you want to follow The White Pube, we are just The White Pube on the internet. All of our reviews and essays are on thewhitepube.com. And we are amazingly reader supported via Patreon. So thank you to all our patrons if you're listening. We love you. We really don't take any of you for granted. You've changed our lives. I've moved out because of Patreon and we're really happy, so thank you very much. Hope you have a good day wherever you are and thank you for listening.
Play the outro!
White Cube.